Alright, alright, alright. Let me run around for a bit. Hopefully you can hear me just fine. Yeah, so this isn't gonna be a very long stream. Okay, so we unlocked Thorn March Extreme. So I'm in patch content right now. I haven't actually been playing much Final Fantasy XIV this week. Go. Okay. We gotta walk back out. And we gotta go talk to Urianger. But yeah, I haven't streamed in like a week because I got really sick. And I don't like streaming when I'm really sick. And I probably still don't sound 100%, but I'm trying. Oh no, something happened to Minfilia. But yeah, we're in a Realm Reborn patch content before Heaven's Word right now. And I really wish this was voiced, because like, she fucking passed out. It's okay, Chi. I don't know how long this stream will go. I don't have like the most energy right now, so I'm starting to feel better. I don't know what the fuck happened. I just literally got so fucking sick that I've been miserable for a week. Oh yeah, she talked to an Ascian. It's been like 2 years since I've read any of this, and it's like, what the fuck? I don't remember any of this. Oh, that's true. I don't know what dungeons are coming up next. Yeah, I just did Thorn March. Okay, I think that's another bot following me. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I was checking to see what the MSQ things were. Let's see, I am. Which patch am I in? I know I've unlocked a bunch of dungeons. I just haven't run a bunch of dungeons. Let's see. I think the last thing the Rising Stones? Oh yeah, so I think the next thing I'll be doing, dungeon-wise, it looks like Whirl Eater, which is 2.2. So it's gonna be a while before I run anything, but I do have side dungeons that I can do that I haven't done yet, like I think it was like Pharaoh Cirrus and stuff like that. And I forgot how much talking there is. Yes, I am reading while I'm checking stuff. I wish this was voiced. I really do wish this was voiced. Okay. Let me do something real fast. There we go. Now we're talking about bread. I don't understand why they didn't voice a lot of these. And it's such a shame that they didn't. There we go. Mayhaps I was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy she shields her children from his grace with such resolve. How the fuck did he get in? That's what I want to know. Phil, you just like, I'll explain everything, and then you just stand there zoning out for like a few minutes, and she's like, oh, never mind. You don't need an explanation. You saw it. The echo is so awkward like that. And yes, like you can see under my character's skirt, she like part of the outfit that she's wearing as her glam. You literally have a loincloth underneath that skirt. Like no pants, no shorts. It's literally a loincloth, and I'm like, okay, it's pretty. But you would think with an outfit like that, they'd go more traditional route and like give you some kind of capri pants or maybe above the knee pants. But no, it's just underwear. Oh wow, she's almost as tall as Urianger. And yes, the other viewer that was in the chat was a bot. There's been a lot of bots lately that are targeting like small streamers or anybody who's in a minority, which I didn't understand why bots were following me in the first place. Like, it wasn't until recently that I found out that I could put the LGBTQIA plus tag in mine. But they were like following me and beforehand, and like I've had to in the past couple weeks ban 4 bots. And I don't understand why. They just they just follow people and harass them. There's like no point to it. Okay, I'm looking for the white-robed Asian. Hello? No one here. It's supposed to be around here somewhere. Oh, within a town. Okay. I'm a dumbass. Like, I would love to have 50 viewers one day, but like, if so many of them are bots that are just there to harass people, and like, if you click on their profile, it's actually really bad if you do. So I just ban them outright and report them. But like, why? Why are you harassing streamers? It's not very nice. And I always go to Twitter with the username to see if it's just another one of those bots, and yeah, there's so many of them now. It does suck. Like I never had a problem with that before, and I'm I'm tiny. I only have like technically 32, 33 followers, so leave me alone, please. There we go. I ran right by him like twice. But yeah, this morning was interesting because I planned on sleeping in. I wanted to sleep in so bad. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep till like 10, 11 o'clock. And like, all I hear is something going on in my apartment. I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? Is someone searching through my stuff? What the fuck? And then I just lay there trying to wake up for 10 minutes scrolling on Twitter before I get up to see what the fuck's going on. So, if I ever get robbed, which is kind of hard to do because this is a building with like a concierge and you have to have like a key to get into the building, I'd be useful during a break-in. My brain is just like, nah, it'll fix itself. But yeah, I've been up since like before 8 a.m. this morning. It is now noon. And my brain is like, why aren't you taking a nap? And I'm like, but stream. So I picked a game that wasn't as hard on the brain. I think tomorrow, depending on if I have to do overtime or not at work, I might show off a game that I'm currently completely obsessed with. It's called No Place Like Home. It's a like an apocalypse farming game, and I absolutely love it. Like I think if I'm gonna stream it, I'll do it from the beginning because I'm about a little over a quarter way through the game on what I have been playing because I've been playing it almost obsessively. No Place Like Home is a really good game. It's just complicated enough to not get boring. The graphics are cute. I've only glitched out once, and it made me fall. Oh hey, it's a married couple. Congratulations. And they have at least an unstuck button because I think they realized that a lot of people get caught in graphics and glitches. Okay, yeah, so I was like attacking an enemy in that game, and the next thing I know, my character is falling through the ground, falling through the sky, and I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to get out of here? So I look at the unstuck button, I'm like, okay, let's see what this does. And it literally took my character back home. I'm being judged. Wow, that's fucking rude. But that's cute that they're a married couple doing content together. Is that all? Oh no, I think one of them is a lancer. That's cute. I'm helping a married couple out. Oof. See, this is what I meant by being sick. My voice is like awful. I don't think it's a pandemic thing. I think I just caught like norovirus or something. Oh god, her feet look so awkward in those shoes. I hate it. But yes, hopefully I'll be streaming No Place Like Home tomorrow. Yes, I love Elidibus. For the longest time, I could not pronounce Elidibus. Um, until I heard the name, so I gave him the same name that I gave Bartandalus from Final Fantasy 13, I just called him Party Bus. Because, like in a party bus, it's chaotic. And you don't know whatever's going to happen. But yes, Elidibus. I thought for a while his name was supposed to be pronounced Eli Divus, but no, it's Elidibus. He's 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 the party bus of this game. And then you get a fucking dungeon later on in Shadowbringers that actually has like a Rotandalus looking motherfucker. Okay, time to fly. I actually love the fact that there's dungeons that are themed kind of in a way of from other Final Fantasy games. I love seeing enemies from like the original 7, 8, 9. Like the 13 enemies are my favorite. Like the 13 themed dungeons are some of my least favorite to run. But I love seeing the enemies there because I'm like, oh hey, I kicked those guys' ass with lightning. So yeah, that's always fun, and like I'm kind of excited to see if Endwalker's gonna have anything like that. Yes, I love the Final Fantasy VII enemies. You don't expect them, and then you see them, and you're like, oh my god, I remember that. And then you like remember what area it was in, and it's just great. Yes, Elidibus is a jackass. And now we move to Rising Stones. Oh yes, I would love to see Hell House, like especially like the brand new Hell House from 7 remake cuz oh my god, that was hard. I was on normal for that fight and it took me so long. And yeah, I agree. It's really spoiling us. They redid some of those enemies where you were just like, okay, in the original this enemy wasn't so hard. It took me 20 minutes on normal to defeat the fucking Hell House, and by the end of that, I was completely out of Phoenix Downs. I had over 50 Phoenix Downs. They were gone. I realized I was under leveled, but like, damn, I didn't think I was that under leveled. I'm so excited to see like the Emerald weapon and the Ruby weapon in remake. Like in the OG, I barely defeated Ruby, and I, I'm I'm excited to see if remake makes it harder and if you have to be like more strategic in fighting it. Like when are they gonna announce more 7 stuff? That's what I want to know. And I know they're already like retconning a lot of stuff. Oh yes, chocobo breeding. Oh, I hope they did not get rid of chocobo breeding. That was like one of my favorite things. I spent in my original Final Fantasy VII game. I spent probably close to 50 to 60 hours just breeding chocobo, and in the end, I had this gold chocobo that was just the best. Yes, same. Chocobo breeding is fun. Like I got Final Fantasy VII on my PS4. It's a PC version that they finally released to console, so you have like 3 times speed. So instead of it taking like days upon days upon days to do anything, I had the entire game beat, including chocobo breeding, in technically 3 days with the 3 times speed. You can chocobo breed in 14? I know you can change the color, that's all I've done. Tataru! Slothborn sounds like he'd step right out of Skyrim. Oh, yeah, I've actually never tried the gold saucer races because it just never occurred to me to do that. Because I just wanted to murder things. But I might try it out with this character. My main, I'm way too busy on trying to get Paladin up to 80 on there. I just noticed that the bottom of Rossi's dress has really pretty designs on it. I don't know if that just came over my headset, but we just had a plane flying really low and it just buzzed. Take your time. Okay, Slothborn, I love your hair. I wish that female Vieira could have your hair. I love his tiny little mustache. Like he has this full on big ass beard and it's like this glorious beard and then it's just tiny little mustache above his lip. It's like, okay, what look were you going for? Did you just not want to do the full beard and mustache? You just want the tiny little landing strip right under your nose? And then there's Tataru. Cute as always. Yes. Yes, let me go inside. I hope they fix all shoes for Vieira so that they all look like, because Vieira will walk on their tippy toes. I kind of hope they fix that so, like, she's actually walking on her tippy toes instead of flat-footed like this. Okay. I'm waiting for the... Oh, there we go. Absolutely love the Rising Stones. That was something that I loved from the original A Realm Reborn is when we moved to the Rising Stones. This place is so much prettier. And there's Nymphilia's mom. Hoary Boulder. That's still such a fucking weird name. You just run around and look at all these nice things. Just like Silas, you've seen all this before. Yes, I have, but that doesn't mean I don't want to see it again. I don't remember who the fuck Colton it is. There's Best Cat, Ishtola. God, she's so tiny. She's, oh wow, she's so tiny. Or maybe I'm just tall. And you can't go into this room right now. Oh, I hate it. Nice Alphino. Now, I remember the game before instant areas came in. I was so glad they made instant areas because it eases congestion. Yes, this next part is voiced, I think, so I can drink some water. Oh, nope, it's not voiced. Oh yeah, there's not a lot of patch content that's voiced, is there? It's a big ass office. I think the only office I've seen that's bigger was the Jade Chamber in Genshin Impact for Ningguang. That was a gigantic office. That was like a 3-story office. And they had to fucking crash into the ocean. I can't exactly tell if that's supposed to be a clock or if that's supposed to be a meter on the front of Alphina's costume, so I just don't question it. And I still hate that the Conjurer's weapon is a literal fucking branch. I sometimes look at the outfits characters are wearing and I wonder how long does it take you to get dressed? Like the ones with the simplest outfits are literally Thancred, Ishtola, and Papa Limo. Everybody else has something that's kind of complicated to wear. And it's just like, okay, but how long does it take you to put those clothes on? Well, I guess Urianger has a pretty simple outfit. And yes, I'm staying hydrated. I hope everyone else is staying hydrated too. Summer might be ending soon here in the northern hemisphere, but I know like southern hemisphere is starting to go into spring and summer. I'm excited for next month. On the 11th of next month is my 1 year streaming anniversary. I've got things planned hopefully, and if all works out, we'll be playing Dead by Daylight with hopefully a full group. Okay, so still talking about Elidibus. We can't get into contact with the students at Baldessian. I forgot how many quests there are in the MSQ here. I know the Realm Reborn had some of the longer MSQs. Let's see. I think I'm on Golden Stone. And now I'll be going through the Maelstrom, so 2.2. There's so much to do before I actually hit Heaven's Word. Which is what I was trying to do like off screen. So I could just get to Heaven's Word. But being sick just kind of put a wrench into that plan. And I've been playing pretty much No Place Like Home nonstop. Oh yeah, and some House Flipper too, because Luxury Flipper is supposed to come out soon. Which I'm so excited for. There's so many good games coming out. I know when it comes out, I'm going to be playing Crime Scene Cleaner, which is literally a game where you are a dude that cleans up crime scenes for a mob. I don't know if that one has an official date yet, though. Okay. I wish this was voiced so I could just listen to it instead of having to, like, actively pay attention. Let's see. Now we hear walking. Oh, another game that I want to get that's on my Steam wish list is called Lucifer Within Us. That looks interesting. Oh, yes, we have a sort of face reveal. I love and hate the Asians. I love that they're in this game, but I hate the fact that they're not the best written villains. They certainly have a lot of shortcomings. Fucking Lawbreak just... Sometimes you just want to slap him. Oh yes, we get to meet one of my favorite NPCs in the entire series, Yugiri. I am so excited for Yugiri. Like, when she was brought out, they had just, they were getting ready to, reveal Aura in the game. And she's like literally the first Aura character that you meet in a game. And I absolutely love her. Okay, so I've been told to go rendezvous with Ishtola. They also, I think they brought out Rogue and Ninja about the time that they, bringing out Aura. Yeah, the Ascian stories get way better in Shadowbringers. Like I can see them trying not to reveal too much about their motivations, and then you suddenly like get this whole entire backstory in Shadowbringers, and it made them a lot better. But like early game Ascians, some of them I don't remember their fucking names. They were so just lacking that I'm like, I see them now in this part content, like replaying it, and I'm like, were you always like that? It's like, yeah, he was always like that. Some guy dressed up as Estinian next to me. I never understood why Fufu Lupa had such bright pink fucking cheeks. Like, how dare you? How dare you look like literal anime character? And sometimes I just, yeah, Ikeorm. Um, I literally did not remember that Ascian existed until I came across them again, and it's just like, shit, you existed? Like the most, not to spoil Cheese since Cheese watching this, but yeah, La Habre and Elidibus are the ones that I remember easily at the top of my head. It's okay, Chi. We were just discussing how a lot of the Asians you just literally forget. It's I can't wait to get up to Shadowbringers stuff again. Shadowbringers had such good content. They had such good villains. They had some of my favorite NPCs. And I could technically pay to just skip all those stories and get my bunny up to Shadowbringer stuff already. But it's kind of nice to just replay the entire game because it has been a couple years. And I did skip so much of it. Oh, did I skip so much story? I just got very impatient. Now we talk. Now I drink water.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Why couldn't he just say it's me? Why do you have to say 'tis I?
Indeed, I shall remain watchful.
Same,
Ere thou
my memory's
goest,
shit.
another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toll.
He has
Save
so
thine insinuations for one
so much
given to
patience.
such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Stop asking me how she looks. Yeah, there's a lot of like even in A Realm Reborn, there's so much fucking foreshadowing till later in the game. So they did great
Far
job.
across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Oh, excuse me. Okay. So Yeah, let's go with an earring, see if... Nope, everything I have is better. I could always just sell it. Which reminds me, how many emblems do I have? Oh, I can't see those yet, can I? Oh no, seals, flame seals. Oh man, I should probably do some fates again one of these days and get myself promoted, because I want to be able to do the provisioning where I can just dump a bunch of armor shit that I don't need. But I think I need like one more rank before I can do that. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Fufulupa. My brain just called him Chalupa, so I think I might be getting hungry. But I don't want chalupas. I don't think my stomach could handle chalupas right now. Oh no, another traitor. I love Ishtola's Shadowbringer clothes. Yes, food. I didn't exactly have the healthiest breakfast. I had a donut and a brookie, which, if you never had a brookie, it's a brownie cookie, and they're actually really good. And I kind of regret it because my stomach's still iffy. So I'm gonna just eat blander things for the rest of the day. If I get an appetite. But yes, now that I'm feeling somewhat better, I hope I can go back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday streaming. Since we should be over having to do fucking overtime all the time. And if you've ever seen court documents, there states that at the job I'm at, dump so many documents on us that we're required to do overtime. It fucking sucks. I love my job, but holy fuck, I do not like some states that literally are just like, you know what, we're gonna save all of our court documents till the end of the month and then drop 4,000 to 5,000 of them in like the last week of the month. It's like, seriously? Seriously? You can send things to us in chunks. Because the longer you hold on to it, the harder it is for us. But there's just a lot of things I love about my job. I get to do data entry. That's what I went to school for, literally was data entry. So being able to do what I actually went to school for, I feel very lucky for that. Ooh, 12-hour work days. Oof, no, mine are not that bad. At most, I have to do 9 to 10-hour work days, but not 12 hours. Ooh, I haven't had to do that since I worked at a restaurant. I was a baker at a place, and I worked sometimes literally 6 a.m. to well past midnight. I'm so glad I don't work at a restaurant anymore. I love being a baker, but that was too much. That was just way too much. Ooh, yeah. We're finally getting more people in my department. We've been trying for like 6 months to get more people to get hired in my department. And we just got one. Oh yeah, food service. I'm glad I worked food service. There's things about food service that were great. Oh, I love Ishtola's mining clothes. But otherwise I can't do that anymore. The last food service job I worked was literally Papa Murphy's, and I actually enjoyed making the dough and setting up the ingredients and stuff like that. But damn, did I wind up having a horrible fucking boss that just literally was like, "Oh, you can quit or we can fire you." Yeah, I worked retail and restaurant from the ages of 19 to 33. I've had so many fucking jobs, and now I'm happily employed at my current job for over 2 years now. No, I worked until I was 32 because I took an entire year to finish schooling. Which, yes, college college isn't for everybody, but for me in the end, college was great because it got me my job. Now, I'm a data entry specialist. Thankfully, I don't have to do anything with my business analysis certificate, even though every time they have a group, like we have like a mandatory, well, not mandatory, but we have a weekly company meeting, and they start talking about agile and how before agile they were doing a waterfall, which if you've ever done business analysis, it's basically like you start from the top. This is your problem. Next layer is okay, this is what we're going to do about the problem. Third is delegating tasks that have to be done by a certain time and stuff. So it's like kind of like a waterfall effect. What they're doing right now is using Agile, which actually splits things up even more. So you got branches of things. So everything has their own time. So like if you're setting up a system with one department, and another department is only going to take like 2 weeks, but the system department takes like 2 months, you can then delegate the other department that only takes 2 weeks to do other stuff. So, like, in the end, everything comes together. And I went to school for this shit. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate knowing what they're talking about in meetings. And it took them 2 weeks to fully set up an agile system because there's just so much you gotta do to just create an outline for it. And yeah, sure, some of it was interesting. But man, the only reason I literally took any business analysis classes was because it was a required subject just to get my degree. Because they wanted us to be versatile. And yeah, it's a lot of moving parts. And I do have to say that compared to the systems that were used before, I don't remember what the original system was called, but the waterfall was building on that. And waterfall was more effective than the original system that you use for business analysis. And agile just made everything easier, but at the same time, there's just so many parts to it that you have to literally have somebody that is in charge of just watching those parts. So you have your business analysis who has to check in with everybody on a regular basis to make sure everything is getting done in time. And that's the certificate that I got. That's what I was partially trained to do other than database management, working with SQL, working with Excel. I'm actually certified in with Excel. I use that system very little. And I'd rather just do data entry for the rest of my life than ever do anything with my business analysis certificate. But yeah, part of my database degree was database management, data entry. They taught us like basic programming. I learned some C++. I learned some Python. We did. We touched a little on Java, but since it's not something that's hugely used anymore, that wasn't too huge. We learned how to set up websites, which I already knew how to set up websites from like middle school because I was always interested in coding. But they showed us how to properly integrate CSS and HTML5 together. So I know a lot of people only know like basic HTML3, but we were doing HTML5 and learning how some commands, um, like how we have B for bold, in HTML5 you use strong. Oh my god, sorry, I just got very distracted by this blue outfit. I absolutely love it. I love that. So yeah, like I love the fact that I got this degree. Yeah, that was a very nice blue. I totally went to the wrong place. Um, I'm really glad I got my degree. I'm really glad I got to learn a bunch of new stuff. But fuck business analysis. Just fuck business analysis. And honestly, I hate SQL. It is. Once you know SQL and once you know how to set up databases, once you know how to set up the proper coding, know how to filter and stuff like that, SQL is a very good system, but I really hate using SQL. Oh, I told myself I would never get a job that used SQL. And the job I'm at right now, they were like, "Oh, do you want to work in this department? They work with SQL." And I was just like, "No, thanks." I'm so glad we never went into SQL with Azure, because Azure is hard. I hate Azure for database stuff. And now we are in Ola, and there's Yugiri who wants to talk to leaders. I love her and her tiny tail. But yes, if you ever think about tech degree, find out what part of tech you like. I like database stuff. I like managing. I like entering. So I went for database management. I do not regret it. I get to work on a computer all day, which for my back is great. Even though I really wanted to be a nurse. Yeah, I noticed that like later on in like Heavensward her hat changes a little and she changes heights a bit. She actually gets to be a bit shorter. But that's because at this point they hadn't actually introduced Aura as a race, so it makes sense. But one of my best friends mains a Aura, shortest as can be, so tiny. And her husband for the longest time mained, oh, I should have gone to Adventures Guild, mained Aura as well, and just picked the tallest Aura there could be. So you have this gigantic dragon dude and this tiny dragon lady. And it was just so great. And then he had to go and change himself into a Lalafell. I still don't understand that one. He went from being so tall and so cool looking because he spent a lot of time like picking out just the right kind of look. And now he's a Lalafell. Oh yeah, Rising. I was like, what the fuck is that? What's that? Which I'd actually considered being an aura. Like I considered making this character an aura, but I'm like, nope, nope, let's go with the bunny. Yeah, like I love that Lalafell exists, but there's some clothes that just don't look right on a Lalafell.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms.
I love you, Yugiri. You're so cool.
Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession?
Excuse me.
Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Yeah, I did not think I would be as
Doma
attached to
is
Yugiri as I
razed to the ground as an
was in
example
the
to
end.
the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion or akin to those who were. they will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Ul'dah looks so big and impregnable, so I don't blame
Be
people
that
for
as it
going to
may,
Ul'dah first.
Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
I find it great because Yugiri is an aura, and my character is a Viera, and they're both technically species that live in lands that Garlemald took over. Oh hey, there's a married couple. Hello again. I need somebody to marry my character just so I can get that fucking wedding dress, because I would just love to run around in a wedding dress. And you can't get the dress otherwise. Just wedding dress. It's so pretty. Like I would love it. Like I know one of these days my character and my wife's character in Aether are going to get married. We just don't know when. But when that happens, I'm going to stick that wedding dress on my Mikote and not take it off for a long while. Because instead of like, you can either wear a suit or you can wear the wedding dress, but I love the dress so much. It's so pretty. And you can dye the dress. Ooh, the lightning hair. And like, for Rossi, wedding-wise, I'd probably go with the suit. If Viera can wear the suit. Because damn, she has the legs for a suit. But for my Mikote Daya, I would definitely pick the dress. Okay, we are running around. Wait, where is Momodi? Oh, Momodi isn't Ul'dah, okay. Yeah, like I was looking at the menu for wedding and all the options you can pick because there's 3 different levels. If you want the super fancy dress and suit, you have to pick the most expensive options, which at $20 is still not too bad. And I would go with that option just because you can dye the wedding dress. You don't really get that option with the other. Well, you don't get the option to dye the dress with the first wedding dress. The second wedding dress gives you like some dyeing, and the third wedding dress you can dye the entire dress. and then you can like with the third one you have more choices for sceneries and stuff like that. And the biggest reason I would pick the third option is the chocobo. The dress is great, the dress is beautiful, but I want that wedding chocobo. Give me that chocobo. That chocobo is like absolutely beautiful. And now Alphino has gotten things done. Yay! Let's see. I don't even remember. Is it on Mog Station where you get to see the wedding stuff? My best friend has a chocobo, and when she was helping me out with my Mikote back when I was struggling to get into the game, she put me in a party with her, whipped out the chocobo, and we rode around on it because it's a two-seater. And it's just the prettiest chocobo. Oh, ooh, God, I love blue. That is such a nice outfit. I would pick those kind of blues for my girl here, but her hair is a shade of red where that blue would not look good on her. I would have to pick like a darker blue. Which I don't think I've ever showed off my the glam I made for her. First, let's see, Royal Promenade. 'Cause I got her into weaving. So let me show that off real fast. Which, let's see. Nope, wrong button. I think I have it on Weaver? Yes, yes. I just did this. I absolutely love it. I went with the camisole top. I went with the pantlets. Then I put her Vieira boots on it. And I am absolutely in love with this color. What the fuck are you doing, Major General? How did you get up there? Like, I put this together and I'm like, I absolutely love it. And it's in a dark blue too. Yeah, no matter what kind of pictures I take, the Major General photobombs me. I even made the boots a dark blue, which, let's see, is there better lighting? Yes, there's much better lighting. So we got the dark blue here. Overall, I just absolutely love it. If I find a different top that I like, I might change this out. But I was like, you know what? I put my Mikote in lots of clothes because cats like being warm. Let's put this bunny in as little clothing as possible. Which is why compared to Daya, Rossi does not wear a lot. But then again, I don't blame her for not wearing a lot. If I looked like she did, I would probably not wear a lot of clothing either unless it was cold. Okay, and we talked to Robon. Yay! I love Robon. I love him so much. They all look so grumpy.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
His name is Teleji Adeleji. That's hilarious. I love saying that.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
I like that the character models for all the NPCs slightly change as the games go on. Like,
The law is the law.
Alphinode's profile
Lord
later
Wellington.
on looks better than it does right now.
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees.
I hate this dude. I hate
They
Lolorito.
live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes, the law is the law, and so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld?
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldar's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Fuck off, Lolorito.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I hate that she's a sultana, but she has so little power.
And I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
Also, I want her hair.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all.
Set them on fire.
But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
As they say, eat the rich. Okay, what kind of... Let's go with another corn yellow. Okay. Where are we going? Fuck. Hall of Flames. Hall of Flames is... Where's the Aether Crystal? Oh, for a moment I thought her shoes were gone, and then I forget that the bottom of them kind of look tan. Not very high leveled in the flames, but I'm getting there. I can't believe it's Sunday. I was hoping we'd get a Saturday 2.0. This dude is here so much. Every time I come through here, that dude is just standing there and dancing, and it kind of makes me wonder how, because you're supposed to get kicked off after 30 minutes. Okay. We're... Minfilia! I think we're taking... Yeah, if I remember right, we take them to Mordona. The only problem with Mordona is that it doesn't really have a coastline. And Yugiri's just like, yeah, fuck yeah.